Hey everyone, David C. Anderson here coming at you from the Knife Center, continuing our celebration of the Blade Show week, even though the Blade Show itself has been canceled. And today, I've got Mr. Neil Hogue himself, of course, from Hogue Knives here. He's got a new knife he's going to show off to us today. Neil, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. How you doing today, David?
Doing good. Thanks for being a part of this. Sorry we couldn't see each other in Atlanta this year, but at least we've got the internet, you know?
Yeah.
So you've got something new for us. You just sent me pictures a few minutes before this interview, and I am really liking what I've seen. Let's share it with the people out there in YouTube land.
Yeah, we'll do. So what we did is we do a lot of business with Sig Sauer. We've got the exclusive on Sig Sauer automatic knives, all made in-house by Hogue. We do a lot of pistol grips for Sig. And this is the first knife that we have actually purposely designed to meet up with a Sig Sauer pistol. So this is our K320 knife. This is designed to pair up with the P320 pistol. So there's a lot of features that were taken from the pistol that went into the knife design.
Mm-hmm.
You can see a lot of lines, a lot of styling, the exact same texture, even the way the texture border lines up with the frame. Some of the details like the triangular thumb notch for deploying the blade matches up with some features on the P320 pistol. This one is an able lock mechanism. So everyone's pretty familiar with the able lock now at this point. Real safe, easy to use, ambidextrous. And we did a little something different on the belt clip. So on the belt clip, what you normally do is you grab in your pocket to grab the belt clip out, and you got to kind of squeeze and pull at the same time. Well, what we did is we put these louvered texture details. Let me try to get it up in the light a little bit better.
Yep, I can see
We
that.
put these louvered texture details on here that give you some grip to pull it out of your pocket a little easier. It's something that we tried. It's a little different than anything we've done before, and so far it's turned out really, really great. Underneath the clip, there's a little bit of a texture pattern that's lighter than the rest, so it doesn't grab your pocket as much, so you can get it out of your pocket easier. So there's just so many little design features in this that play into the pistol and play into the functionality of, grabbing it. The balance of the knife is really centered. We've got this forward grip and thumb hold on this Tanto blade.
And then you've also got a drop point version as well, yes?
We do. So this goes to a total different flavor. This one is the K320 M17 version with the drop point. Actually, let me show you the automatic version. So this has the same exact materials, same exact texture. You can see the black controls matches the black hardware and button on the K320 knife. This is the drop point version, partially serrated blade. The slide and the blade are both a PVD finish, and they're done in the same facility that the pistol's done in. So you get the best match that you possibly can.
Right, right. You're not trying to duplicate it somewhere else. Like it is the SIG finish.
That's right. And SIG is a great partner with us, and they were able to provide us with the exact details of the material, the PVD coating. They sent us like a 20-page document of all the technical details. So we didn't have to make it up and reverse engineer. They were very helpful with us, and we created something pretty unique here, we believe.
Yeah, very nice. What type of blade material are we working? What's under that PVD?
That's a S30V blade steel. Heat treated with proper specifications. We do a cryogenic treatment to all of our blades. Hand sharpened and honed. That's something Hogue Knives has really been known for. Get a very sharp edge right out of the package. With any Hogue knife, you get lifetime warranty, lifetime sharpening service.
Well, I've said it a number of times. I think you guys actually are kind of the standard to beat when it comes to a factory edge out there. They've always seemed to be very highly polished and a nice convex geometry to it. I've always been very impressed, and I like to tell people whenever they'll let me talk to them about it, I'll let them know.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we really pride ourselves on that, and it's not easy. It's very challenging to keep that quality up with volume increasing, especially.
But yeah, you can definitely tell that you guys have put the time in, and me as a consumer who has bought your products in the past, it's something I definitely appreciate.
Yeah, thank you very much. I get feedback all the time. We send knives out for review, and I often get pictures back of bloody fingers.
Not quite what you want to see.
That definitely is the proving test, though. So this will give you an example. This is a little different variation, but this will give you an example of how fast the deployment is on this particular knife. We didn't cover this in deep detail, but this is a polymer frame knife. It does have steel liners inside that give it the strength. Multi-position clip, you get a 4-position clip with this.
Mm-hmm.
So any which way you want to carry it, it will function and work for you.
Yeah, I like that a lot. And your action is quite good. I've not really played with any side openers of yours, side opener automatics, except the smaller, like the X1 series, or I guess AO1, whatever the version of the X1 micro flip that's the auto version. I think you have a different letter and number for it. Sorry, I'm stumbling over my words here a second.
No, it's
but
better you than me.
They've always been very good, the action.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we pride ourselves on that, and that really comes from the in-house manufacturing, the background with our company. We come from a tool making background. A lot of people have asked, well, why am I going to buy a Hogue knife? Aren't they known for pistol grips that are kind of cheap pistol grips? Well, what goes into those inexpensive rubber grips is very high-end, expensive injection mold tooling that we've built in-house and gained on those skills. So we've been able to kind of marry our machining on the grip side of the business. We do a lot of G10 grips, aluminum grips. We mold a lot of grips. We've been able to combine the manufacturing techniques with that and the tooling, mold design, and metalworking into making the blades and making the whole entire knives and the assemblies.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, all U.S. made, U.S. materials, lifetime warranty, lifetime sharpening service, as I've said already. And my name's on every single blade, so I really try hard to keep that family pride up, keep the quality up, and keep these made in the USA.
For sure. And you mentioned the engineering, and one of the areas I think that comes through, and it's sort of one of those intangibles. You're not going to be able to tell from a photo, but when you feel it in hand, you can really tell, and that's with your execution of the able lock. I kind of like your sharpening. I know it sounds like I'm talking you up, but I'll stand by this statement too. I think you guys are kind of the ones to beat in terms of the crossbar style lock these days. The feel of it is just fantastic.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that. Obviously we didn't invent it, but I think that we definitely did a good job replicating it and perfecting it. So, a lot of details went into this knife, as I've said. You can really see how everything matches up in the closed position, how the lines all flow, the finishes, the different functionality in the knife. Again, you got your standard grip back here, and then you've got a forward grip, so you can really get up high on that. The able lock mechanism, just really nice one-handed operation.
Mm-hmm.
You can use the window for deploying. You can use the able lock mechanism for deploying.
Well, I like that drop point blade shape, especially. It's got my kind of profile to it for sure.
Yeah, very great everyday carry. Some other specifications: it is a 3.5-inch blade length. We've got overall weight of 4.18 ounces, so fairly light with this polymer frame.
Light for the size, definitely.
Yeah, light for the size, and again, the balance is really well balanced. A little hard to do while I'm on camera here, but just right at the pivot, right behind the pivot, right where you kind of want your knife to balance at.
Yeah. Which is hard to do on a lot of folders with mechanisms like that tend to get a little handle heavy, but it's good when they're balanced and you're not fighting the weight distribution at all. I like that.
Right. Yep. We do have another variation of this coming out that matches the Legion pistols, and we'll have gray scales and black blade, and really match the Legion series. So we just didn't quite get those done in time for the meeting here.
Our virtual blade show stops for no one.
Yeah. As much as we think we can make shows all the time, we push it to the end. It's just been very challenging this year, but production's been up. We've been getting a lot of knives out the door, and still trying to get some new knives going out there for the consumers as well.
Yeah, well, thank you for sharing this with us today. I think you've got one other thing on the table that just sort of a little tease for us.
I do. So as a continuation of the SIG knives line, we have some new variations of our compound. So these are our out the front automatics. This is the clip point blade style. And you can see, again, it has that PVD finish that matches the Emperor Scorpion series for the SIG line. G10 case and cover, the switch matches. You can see the clip matches over here. And the texture matches the grips exactly because we manufacture the grips for SIG Sauer.
Right.
And then we've got another variation that's intended to pair up and match with the Legion series. We do call this the Tactical series because we're not able to market and sell automatic Legion knives. So we call these Tactical. But for all intents and purposes, it has the same texture, same finish, same look and feel as what your Legion pistol would have. So any of your SIG gurus out there will know what I'm talking about. I'm a big SIG fan. I've shot them for years. We do a lot of production with them, been a great partner. So a little teaser on those. I'm just trying to get those in production right now. The last few parts are getting into assembly as we speak.
I'm sure it's been challenging this year with all the disruptions to keep things rolling.
It definitely has. Yeah, we're definitely 4 to 6 months behind where we would have liked to be at this time with new models. But doors have stayed open. We're essential. We're keeping our employees, families fed and business rolling.
It's fantastic. All right, I got one more question, or one final question to kind of wrap things up, and it kind of probably touches on some points you've mentioned throughout, but it's a great way to kind of bring things together here at the end. And this is for the folks out there who may not have tried a Hogue knife yet. Why should they be looking at a Hogue knife now?
Well, again, we've got about 53 years, started in 1968. My grandfather started our company. My whole family's been in manufacturing since then. I'm not quite that old, obviously, but I'm third generation in the business. And we put all that heart and quality into all of our products, but I've carried that over to the knife line. We're in year 11 of our knife business, and we continue to grow. We continue to add new features, options, and just really proud of our knife line, and give them a try. You won't be disappointed. Again, we have a lifetime warranty. And if for some reason anything does happen with that knife, we're here to take care of you, and we stand behind our product.
Fantastic. All right, everyone, make sure to let us know in the comments what you thought of these new knives. I know I liked what I saw, and if you want to see a little bit more from Hogue, we're going to make sure to leave links in the description that'll take you over to KnifeCenter.com, where you can see their full lineup that we've got there. Neil, thanks so much for taking part of our Blade Show Week coverage, man. I really appreciate your time.
David, thank you so much. And yes, please go to Knife Center. They carry a full line of Hogue knives. You can view them all there. You can view them all on our Instagram, Facebook, and of course, we've got our own website as well, HogueKnives.com. And just thank you so much for your support, and looking forward to seeing y'all at the real shows when they start back up someday, hopefully.
As soon as it's safe, I will be right there with you.
All right.
All right, guys. Thanks so much. Make sure to check out the rest of our great Blade Show Week coverage while you're here.